Good morning. I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Going to be with you the next 15 minutes. We're going to be looking at the weather. We're going to be looking at the showers, thunderstorms on radar right now. We have a good 40% coverage of rain and thunderstorms through the afternoon. Also going to be checking out the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Erin out there. Looks like it's not going to be affecting the Gulf, but it will be working its way westward for the next several days, and it could be a major hurricane. So we're going to be looking at the track for that. And of course, we'll be looking at your 7-day forecast. Looks like rain continues in the forecast through the weekend and into early next week. So all that stuff we're going to be checking out here over the next 15 minutes. Nice slow look at the weather. Not a quick look like we usually do in a newscast, but we'll see. Have several minutes to take a look. All right, as we go through the rest of the day, look for about a 40% coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms lasting into the early evening. Temperatures into the lower 90s today and then back into the middle 80s by 6 o'clock, right around 80 by 10 o'clock. And then tonight's lows, we're expecting to see temperatures back down into the 70s. Allergy report looks a little bit better than yesterday, actually. Grass is now 0. Yesterday it was at on the low side, and tree is also at 0. Weed is down, medium at 16, and also mold is down right now, but still on medium. As we take a look at outside, we're starting to see a few dark clouds out there, 1 or 2, as we look at skies becoming partly to mostly cloudy. Here's the view from Packer the Prairie, downtown Beaumont, as we look at the Beaumont skyline there on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. Currently 88 degrees, humidity at 70%. Yeah, it is very humid out there. And winds are right now out of the east, anywhere between about 3 and 8 miles per hour. We'll switch over to our 12 News studio here. We're looking down I-10, or we're looking up towards the north, down I-10. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing, part of the Roofing 911 live Skycam network. And looks like traffic's going along pretty smooth on I-10. So if you're heading out to lunch, looks like you'll be fine. Maybe running around parts of maybe College Street or up towards maybe the mall or somewhere like that. Traffic looks like it's going along pretty smoothly, but not seeing any showers. We have been seeing a few pop up here and there, but definitely seeing those clouds start to increase across the area, which will lead to some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we get through the afternoon. Switch over to Lake Charles. It looks like a little bit more blue in the sky over there, not as much as the way of some scattered showers as we look towards the port of Lake Charles. And the city of Lake Charles, which is on the other side of the lake there, back behind the port. But yeah, not quite as much cloud cover over there. Not sure why they don't have so much cloud cover. Maybe we just don't see a good view there. But we all have moisture, where there's lots of moisture to work with in the atmosphere, and with the heat of the day, and we have a little disturbance in the atmosphere, a little weak disturbance that's going to trigger some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. You'll get some over in Lake Charles as well as over here in Beaumont and up towards the lakes area. Up in Jasper, see the sky starting to get a little bit darker. This camera brought to you by Pervalis. Might be some showers just right out of the view of our camera there, but definitely seeing some darker skies in the Jasper area. Not so much sunshine as we're seeing down here in the Triangle right now. Temperatures are already at 90 in Orange, Kirbyville, and Jasper. A couple more degrees before we start to see those skies cloud up a little bit and some scattered showers. Upper 80s in Woodville at 88, Silsbee's at 87, Port Arthur's at 87. Have not been getting a report out of the Beaumont Municipal Airport west of town over the last, 3 or 4 days. So they must be having trouble with the thermometer out there. Must have their instruments out there have some problems. So hopefully they'll get those fixed and we'll get an update in some of those temperatures here in the Beaumont area. All right, here's radar, and you can see scattered stuff developing towards the lakes. We also have some scattered stuff developing here around the Triangle. Inland southeast Texas, Hardin County, southern Jasper, and Newton. Not too much going on right now, but we could see that fill in just a little bit. Let's first start off in the Triangle here. Look at the radar. Like I said, if you're going out to lunch, I would grab an umbrella just in case you might run into something. Sabine Pass, seeing a little bit of a thunderstorm. These are just heavy downpours right here, not really thunderstorms. We have one south of Beaumont, so if you're trying to go from Beaumont down to Mid-County for lunch, you're going to be running into this one particular cell that's going to be heavy for a short amount of time. And then west Port Arthur getting some heavy rain right now. Looks like I-10 from Beaumont, at least down through Winnie, looks pretty dry right now. But once you get past Winnie heading west, you might run into a few showers here and there. All right, we'll go farther to the north and take a look up towards the lakes area, and we're seeing some spotty showers up in northern parts of Newton County, maybe some heavier, a little bit more widespread rain up in northern parts of Jasper County, and we held that camera right there in Jasper. You saw those darker clouds. That's probably this cell right here that was kind of working its way down towards Jasper. So you're going to get some heavy rain there. A little bit of a thunderstorm northwestern corner of Jasper County. You can see some heavy downpours here just north of Spurger. Woodville's got some rain right around Woodville, probably the heaviest though south of Woodville down towards Warren and then over towards Comanel. Comanel looks dry, but you do have some rain, at least a little bit of a shower just off towards your east. So there are some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there right before we get into the lunch hour. Big picture across the state of Texas, not a whole lot going on. We had some pretty heavy rains up towards the Red River Valley just west of Dallas earlier this morning. That has died down, and still some scattered little light showers, it looks like, back towards San Angelo, right along I-20 there. But not much going on across the state as far as a whole lot of active weather. Really, the most active stuff is just starting to develop here in southeast Texas. Watching this disturbance out here south of New Orleans, it is not going to turn into anything as far as tropical weather, but definitely bringing in some wet weather towards the northern Gulf Coast, and you can almost see a little bit of spin to it, but it's moving north, so it's going to come on shore. There's no chance of development here, like I said, but if it stayed out in the Gulf for a few days, it might be a little bit of, maybe a little bit of development, but that's not going to happen. Like I said, it's moving north, and we have to worry about that. Let's check out what's going on across the rest of the country. Still seeing some rain across the Carolinas again for this morning. They had some rain yesterday, and they're getting some more rain out there for this morning up through parts of Alabama into Tennessee, seeing some rain. Also some thunderstorms, looks like maybe just around the Chicago area heading into northern Michigan for this morning. Looks like they're dying down, but they probably had some pretty heavy rain around the Chicago area earlier for this morning. And looks like the Midwest, at least Kansas up through the Dakotas, look pretty quiet for today. And then Intermountain West looks real quiet. West Coast looks real quiet for today. Not much going on with high pressure dominating and giving them a quiet weather pattern out there. All right, through the afternoon, we'll see these scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up across the area. Those should start to die down. I think they should linger into at least the early evening and then start to die down. And then as we head towards about 10 o'clock, we should see quiet weather out there. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures right around 80. We'll fall back into the 70s as we head into tomorrow morning. Once again, I think we'll be quiet overnight for the most part. Might see a couple of coastal showers early towards tomorrow morning. That's about it. Tomorrow afternoon, I think once again we'll see some more scattered showers and thunderstorms, a little bit more than we're showing here on Futurecast. I think we're looking at about a 40% coverage again tomorrow with some heavy downpours and a little bit of maybe thunder and lightning here and there. But Futurecast basically has it all around us, but I think we'll see some overhead here as we head towards, looks like your Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at the tropics. This is the storm that everybody's watching, Tropical Storm Aaron. Right now, winds are at 45, gusts to 60, and it's moving to the west at about 23 miles per hour. Not in the most favorable conditions right now for some development. It's got some drier air coming into it, but as it tracks off towards the west, it looks like maybe time we get towards Friday, we'll start to develop a lot more and change over to more of a hurricane. They're expecting winds to stay about 45 through tomorrow and then up to about 65 on Thursday. By Friday, 85, 105 on Saturday, and then by Sunday morning, they get a Category 3 hurricane, winds at about 115 miles per hour. Now, the question is where it's going to go after the weekend. A lot of the computer models taking it northward and curving it just off the East Coast and out into the Atlantic, not affecting the East Coast or the Bahamas, but it's going to be close. I think we'll have to wait and see how the high pressure kind of directs this up and around it. It could be very close to maybe the Bahamas, and it also could be a little bit closer than they're thinking towards the East Coast. We've got several days to watch this. This is going to be, if it does get close to the East Coast, this is going to be at least the middle of next week. So it's going to be a while before we get there. It's going to be at least another week away. Does not look like at this point that it's going to be coming into the Gulf. I think it's going to be staying at least east of Florida and well east of us. So I don't think we have to worry about it. We'll continue to update you, especially if you have friends and family on the East Coast. We'll keep you updated. I'll be doing updates in the morning. Of course, Patrick will be doing the evening updates, and he'll be letting us know what the latest is in the evening. I'll be updating you every morning. And of course, on our streams, I do mine at 11:30, and he does his at 6:30 every evening. So if you really want a good look at the track and little bit more information on Tropical Storm Erin. We'll be letting you know there. But right now at this point, like I said, looks like we're going to be maybe missing the Bahamas and going northward and out into the Atlantic. I had a viewer wanting to know, they were thinking about going to the Turks and Caicos Islands, which is about right in here, coming up this weekend. And I said, well, through Sunday I think they look okay, but after that it could get a little tricky, as these hurricane could kind of get fairly close to them, couldn't graze the Turks and Caicos, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, our forecast for the coastline right here in southeast Texas, just a north wind this morning, changing more southeasterly this afternoon at 5 knots, seas about a foot. Next high tide is 6:07 for this evening. Our sunset is at 8 o'clock this evening. Water temperature in the upper 80s, and at Texas Point we're having an east wind to around 10 to 12 miles per hour right now, and there'll be a couple of showers near the coast for this afternoon. So we'll go variable clouds. You saw them out there on our sky cams, anywhere from partly to mostly cloudy skies, 30 to 40% coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms, and we're looking at numbers there into the lower 90s for later on this afternoon, getting up to around 92 to maybe 94 depending on how much sunshine you see in one spot. As we look towards tonight, mostly clear. No rain really expected. I put in 20% here in the triangle, and that's basically along the coast. We could see a couple of showers, kind of like we've seen the last couple of mornings, right along the coast. So we could see that, and temperature is going to be 75, 76 here around the triangle, all the way back to about 72, 73 up in the lakes area to start off on Wednesday. Our 7-day forecast doesn't change a whole lot as far as temperatures. We kind of hold right there between 92 and 94 each afternoon. It's same deal with the morning lows, 76, 77. So we don't see a whole lot of change there. Now, rain coverage is kind of going up and down. You notice 40% today and tomorrow. Will drop a little bit on Thursday, maybe a little bit of a break, and then some more moisture surges towards us on Friday. So we'll up that rain coverage to about 50% there. And then over the weekend, we kind of settle back into a more typical type of forecast for this time of year, where we just kind of see the heat of the day, pop-up showers and thunderstorms, mainly middle to late part of the afternoon and into the evenings. As temperatures warm up, we'll be up into the middle 90s for, it looks like, Sunday into Monday. So it's just one of those deals. It's summertime. At least we were talking earlier this morning on Daybreak, at least these days where we're seeing these scattered showers and thunderstorms are keeping our temperatures down. We haven't got into the 100s this year. If you remember, just a couple of years ago, we were getting into the 100s. It seemed like every other day. We had, I think, over 30 days at 100 or better in 2023. So nothing like that this summer. It's been hot and humid, but we haven't had to deal with any 100-degree readings. We've been generally into the middle 90s. Let's go back to the radar real quick before we finish up our stream here for this morning. Take a look at what's going on radar-wise. And once again, it looks like most of the activity is up towards the lakes area right now with those scattered showers and thunderstorms, and we're seeing some more activity here around the triangle. Let's once again zoom in down to the triangle here. Remember, we had that one shower south of Beaumont. Now look, it's spread into eastern sections of Beaumont, and it's going all the way down into the central parts of Jefferson County. So it's starting to spread out a little bit more. Western Port Arthur still getting that one heavy shower. Seeing a couple of thunderstorms right along the coast now. That heavy rain still close to Sabine Pass, and then we go up in towards the lakes once again, and starting to see the heavier rains fill in a little bit towards northern Jasper and Newton County, and also seeing that rain start to move into Woodville just a little bit as well. Newton looks like it might be